Hello.
Welcome to the Knitting Place podcast. This is podcast number 229.
Correct.
My name is Dina. You can find me at the Knitting Place on Instagram, Ravelry, and Facebook.
And you can find me. I am Pam Sap on Instagram and Ravelry, and Pam Sapienza on Facebook.
Want to welcome you all back. Those of you who are already subscribed. For those of you who are newly subscribed, thank you for landing on our page. We're super excited to have you here. Pam and I usually talk about life, about knitting, about food, what we're baking, gardening, depending on the season.
On the day.
Our kids.
The weather.
The weather.
Just to name a few. It's not just limited to that either, right now.
No, definitely not. What else? If you're new to
Our love of coffee.
Yes, we love to drink our coffee during the
And we like to
podcast.
also go and sit and have a coffee while we knit, right? If we have time. There's usually not a lot of time for that, but if there
We actually did that yesterday. That was nice.
We did. We did make time
That
for
was
that.
nice.
That was me time.
Yes, a little bit. Speaking of me time.
Need a little me time.
I get home. I'm not even home 30 seconds.
Of course.
And my husband's like, look at this plan. We should measure it outside. I'm like, can I just put my stuff down?
I know.
He's like,
He's waiting for you with bated breath to come home.
yes.
Well, that's a good
That's
thing.
okay. It's not about the waiting with bated breath. It's the
No, you need
sense
some
of
downtime.
urgency
Yeah, you need some downtime.
that the second I walk through the door, I'm still on.
Well, yeah, but
Or I need to turn
You
on.
know what they say? You're on, but you've changed your hats. You've changed your hat. Right? It's true.
It's intense.
It's true.
I think I've realized that I need to like decompress in between different.
Well, it's like transitioning. It's
Yeah,
transition.
like I'm at work.
Yeah.
Usually I'm making my phone calls because I want to catch up. So
Sure,
when I get home, I'm not on the phone.
Right.
But then I'm not transition.
You didn't
I'm
make the
not
transition, yeah.
I'm not decompressing.
Perfect would be the car ride, but this is what you're saying. If you could transition it on the car ride home,
Right. If I could just detox.
doing whatever, yeah, exactly, then you'd have some time before you walked in the house. But that's like transitioning at school. Like the kids transition. It's always say, how do you transition from saying doing math to writing or math to whatever it might be? It's the kids transition. They sometimes have a difficult time with that.
It's like re.
But we're adult
aligning.
transitioning. We're adult transitioning.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
Is it just me? Like, I don't know.
No, I don't think
like
so.
when you get home from school, do you need to have like a breather before you come and help me here? Like, you're like,
Well, I have to eat something, but yeah, there is that because
you have that downtime.
You have to just decompress a little bit. But it's funny. I just thought of something I was going to say, and I can't think of what it is now. I can't think of what it is. But it's like even making dinner when you get home. I need to. Oh no, I know what I was going to say. During the day, I get a break, a half an hour break. So in that half an hour break, I go from school, which isn't far, go home, drive home, and I go in and I maybe make myself a nice coffee, or I warm something up, or I could have a protein shake, refresh a little bit, but only, this is maybe 20 minutes, not even, because I have to get back, and if my husband is home that particular morning, that becomes very difficult. I can't, that's like my transition, and I can't do it.
You can't just go in and out.
I can't do it. So sometimes what I'll do, and it sounds terrible, don't take this the wrong way, but if I know he's home, I won't go home. I'll go to Dunkin', I'll grab a coffee and go back to school, or maybe, I'd love to say sit in the car and knit, but with that kind of a time frame, there's not that much time. But that's a little bit of a readjust before you go back to the second half of the day.
Right.
So, I hate to say that. Don't take that the wrong way. It's just, how that is.
You heard it here.
It's our secret. Shh. Don't you? What do you think?
No, I hear you. I hear you. Like I used to not catch up on phone calls on my way home, but I feel like when I get home, I want to be present at home.
Right.
So it's hard for me to start getting on the phone. And if I don't make my phone calls like while I'm in the car. I feel like I'm disconnecting from my outside world.
I think you have to look at it.
Hard.
You have to look at it and say, if I didn't, how important is that transition with your own thoughts without making the phone calls between here and home versus how important is it that you have to make those calls or return those calls or whatever
I feel
it
like
might
staying
be.
connected to outside work, like the people that are not involved, when I'm at work,
Yeah.
I am.
You're at work, right.
I'm in work
You're
mode.
focused. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
When I get home, I try to be present at home and just be with the family
Right.
and whatever their needs are.
Right.
But then I have my friends and people that I just want to chit chat with. Mm-hmm. That's what I kind of need to do.
Is that what you do on your way home?
Yes.
Oh, that's what you. So it's not.
Yes.
Is that work related?
No.
Oh, okay, good. I thought maybe it was all work related.
No, catching up with friends.
Oh, that's good. That you should do. That's worth your time.
So that's what I'm
worth your
saying.
energy. You should do that then. Absolutely.
But then I don't have
you don't have me time.
Right.
Well, that's like people often talk about. They go home and they play a video game or something. It's like their downtime from whatever they were doing. It's unplugging. And,
so I play this ridiculous. I'm embarrassed to even say what I play.
What is it?
It's like a matching game. I can't even tell you what it is. It's something so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's amazing that I even go down this rabbit hole.
But I think it's a
my husband's like, "What are you playing? Like, why are you on your phone right before bed?" But that is literally my way of.
Yeah.
I can't knit. I don't knit at night.
Right.
So I don't knit in bed as like a form of unwinding, which is really ironic.
Because you would think that would make you unwind and put you to sleep.
I make mistakes. I'm
surprised you don't read.
If I read, I fall asleep in a second, which is not a bad thing. I'll just never get through the book.
See, Dinah's a good sleeper at night. She doesn't struggle like some of us do. And if she wakes up,
day will come.
And if she wakes up, she can go right back to sleep.
Yeah, usually. I mean, thank God that's the case.
You're very lucky.
For now.
You're very lucky.
For now. But yeah.
So
anyway.
It's not a matter of falling asleep. You don't have a hard time falling asleep.
No, it's
because they
just
say sometimes stay off
disconnecting.
your screens before bed because it's hard then to fall asleep.
So it's like one of these hypnotic, I used to play that silly game Candy Crush.
Yes. I know you used to play that.
What a waste of time.
I never played that.
But I find that with this game, I don't spend that much time. Mm-hmm. I swear, I feel like a little junkie.
But that's, I think that's fine. I don't have a problem with that because as long as you keep it, you discipline yourself. Like you're not spending 3 hours doing it. That is a bit much.
So when I'm wired, like something's bothering me, I do spend time. Yeah.
Because it's a disconnect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes your mind off it.
Anyway.
What do you guys do? Do you play video games? Do you knit?
How do you
Do you have trouble sleeping? Do you have trouble going to sleep? My problem is not really going to sleep. It's that magic.
Why? You don't usually fall asleep right away.
3-4 hours and I wake up. I don't fall. Well, I could have. As I've gotten a little older, sometimes, usually it's not, but sometimes falling asleep can be problematic. But it's more the fact that I wake up after 3 or 4 hours. And going back to sleep can be a problem sometimes. But whatever. What do you guys do?
Yeah, let us know.
We're not the only ones, right?
Definitely not.
Can't be. So what's going on, Dinah?
Not too much. I'm trying to think of what I did last week. I went to visit Millie, which was fun.
That's always fun.
Jake and Roche and
Nice.
Eris was there, so that was a nice visit. Beautiful weekend. We were outside with the dog. I met you.
Weekend.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
I fell down the rabbit hole with baking. I was telling Pam. It's like that time of year. Not that it's a significant time, but for some reason I just want to bake bread again. Sophie got into baking bread.
That's right.
And I
think that's what really
I think she rekindled.
Yes,
yes. So I thought it would be fun to maybe feed the starter together, on Zoom or whatever, FaceTime. But that's what I did this weekend.
I know that baking
3
takes
loaves
up
in,
time.
it takes up so much
take up time.
Stretch and fold, and the kids didn't respond right away, so I just stuck it in the fridge. I'm asking Chat, can I just
You should have
bake
called
out of
me
the-
and
I
asked
should
me.
have.
You should have called me and asked me.
I should have.
I was
Oh,
baking.
but you were in school this morning.
Oh, it was this
I
morning.
baked
Oh, it
the
was
loaf
this morning. Oh, I thought it was over the weekend. Yeah, well, I did that on Friday night, but I went down the rabbit hole looking for a cake recipe for church on Sunday because they were having like a luncheon, and I
feel
said
like
I
a
would bring
pound cake
something.
would be so nice.
Do you want to hear a funny story? Well, and then I'm thinking of what it looks like.
A
So,
lemon pound cake?
Yeah.
Yum.
well,
Don't you feel like that's like a nice...
a nice thing. And you have
Fresh
to remember
spring.
Lutherans are very good bakers.
Oh, I don't know.
They're very good bakers. So
need to-
anyway, I went again, wasted too much time looking things up, and I said, well, I'm going to make these sourdough chocolate chip, brown butter chocolate chip cookies. I mixed the whole batter Saturday afternoon, only to realize the last thing said put them in the refrigerator for 18 to 24 hours. So that meant I couldn't use that for church. What I ended up doing after much whatever is I bought, you're not going to believe what I did. I had a cake mix, and I zhuzhed
box
up
cake?
the box cake mix. So instead of using oil, I used butter. Instead of using water, I used milk. Instead of using 2 eggs, I used 3 eggs.
So you upgraded.
I upgraded it, and I even put some sour cream in it. And then I made a chocolate ganache. I put it in a bun pan, and that's what I did. So do you want to hear a funny story? This guy at church comes up to me and says, did you make that is that chocolate cake yours? He said, oh, that was so delicious. It was, it was a box cake.
But
out of all the
you enhanced
effort I
it.
put into these recipes,
But you enhanced it.
I did. So I just thought that was funny.
That is
he
funny.
Said that.
Well, don't tell him.
But so anyway, meanwhile, I told Dina this yesterday, and we met for coffee, and I had the batter at home for these cookies that I still had to cook. And I said, oh, I'm not going to do that tonight. I'm just not going to do that. Well, long story short, I did do it. And Dina and I are going to have to eat 28 cookies. Because now I have 28
Can't you
cookies.
freeze them and take them to
I
church
can,
next week?
I can.
That's what you
I'm
should
not
do.
taking them to church.
No?
Kathy said, oh, bring them to knitting on Thursday night.
Well, that's a good idea.
So I could do that.
That's a very good idea.
But I think I will freeze some. I gave 2 to the teacher today.
Oh, sweet.
Maybe I'll give 2 to my neighbor. I brought for us today. So by the time I get to Friday, they're going to be gone.
You don't have to worry about
I don't need to
freezing.
have 28 cookies on my hips.
That's so funny.
How did your bread come out?
Came out great. I was telling Pam, I feel like I'm a little rusty. It didn't get enough color as I would have hoped, but that's okay.
Well, that's where you make
like my
you know what they
first-
say you should do, and I'm not saying I even do this. That looks lovely, Dina.
There it is.
There are people that write down when they make their bread. They'll write down the temperature they baked it at. Look at that. I love that. You're doing an ASMR or a video. And
It was crunchy,
and they
despite the color.
they write everything down. So like the next time you'll say, okay, well, last time I baked it for so many minutes with the cover on at such a temperature.
Right. It's almost like
Or you'll
keeping
say, and they keep the
log.
recipe,
Right.
their ratio of stuff. And
Well,
yeah.
this time I wasn't that vigilant, but the kids kind of like I was supposed to technically bake the bread last night, but by
that's
the
the nice
time
thing
we
about
finished,
sourdough. You don't have to.
right? So I put it in the fridge, and
Yeah.
it was funny because when I woke up this morning, I was just like so anxious to bake it already. Now it had time to to proof, so I didn't want to mess with it. So I just took the bread out, I shaped it, warmed up the and put it whatever. I put it straight in. I should have really shaped it, let it rest for 3 hours. If I had patience,
Well, right.
reduce the temperature back down.
But that's the lovely.
it's-
That's the lovely.
it was
thing
fine. It doesn't matter. It's
you can-
flexible.
Exactly. There you go.
I make myself crazy with the rules, but there really aren't rigid rules.
No, there aren't. It's whatever works for you, and that's what they tell
Right.
you. Like even if you follow this, someone will say, "This is what I use," but remember, everyone's kitchen is different. Everyone's this is different, and you do what works for you.
Yeah. I was watching this YouTube video last night. By the time I was done doing all my research, it was like 10 o'clock.
I know.
I'm like, I'm not baking now. I'm going to bed.
Especially
You know
like
how I go to bed early?
Exactly. If you have to preheat and warm up and all that stuff, forget about it.
Forget about it.
I have to show you a very funny video. It was an Instagram video I saw a while ago. I'm sure I still have it somewhere, about this guy getting in a car and he's talking about he went somewhere and his his sister was talking about sourdough, and then he went somewhere else, and someone else was talking about. He's like, "What is going on with this sourdough?" It was so funny.
Everyone's obsessing with
I have
sourdough.
I have to find that and send it to you. Anyway.
I mean, if you're going to eat bread, it should be sourdough.
Well, that's why I told you. I saw that other thing about all the advantages to sourdough.
Right. Well, I told you that from the, whatchamacallit?
What?
The blue. Who is it? The Italians that eat the sourdough bread?
I don't know.
Yeah. There's like a region in Italy, I think.
Oh, I remember that a while ago. You telling me that.
With the the centurion.
It's much better for you than eating just regular bread.
Better for your gut.
Especially you're talking about something homemade versus something store bought.
Right.
So, I mean, it's not even a thing.
So, how about you? How was your week? How was your weekend?
Good. As I know, we met yesterday. I went to church yesterday. And what did I do on Saturday? The usual stuff. Food shopping, nails, some knitting later on. But it's amazing. You're home all day and it's 6 o'clock and I haven't even knit a stitch yet. And that just so annoys me.
You got a lot of knitting done.
Whatever. It is what it is, you know.
What are you wearing?
I am wearing, it's called Stella Alpina. And it is a summer tee made out of Lina from San Nisgarn, which is cotton viscose linen.
Yeah.
Right? And a very popular summer yarn. And, of course, white. Last summer, I really wanted a white tee, and this is what I made.
I still haven't made my white tee. What's it going to be, guys?
Yeah, which pattern?
I need yes. I need a good pattern for white Lina.
It depends what you want. You know, do you want some lace in it, like some interest in it?
Lace and texture, 100%.
Right.
Not going for a plain.
Well, there's
white
that
tee.
one that you showed me that's coming out soon today. That one you showed me. Remember
the diamonds
from Tori U? Was it Tori U?
Oh,
is
no,
it hers?
not like that.
No, that's not what you want.
No,
you want some lace in it.
Yeah, it's not by Tori. I think she did a test.
She
knit.
did a test knit for someone.
Right. I don't know. I have to figure something out.
Well, you know what's
like something like what you're wearing, a circular yoke, texture, lace. I might do the summer knus.
Oh, that would be nice.
In white.
Is that,
I like that.
What weight is that? Is that worsted weight?
So we had done it. I had done it originally in Lina, but it was held with another yarn. And you know, have you guys ever? You're not going to believe what I'm suggesting.
Okay.
Have you ever ripped a sweater that you knit and reused the yarn?
Mm-hmm. I haven't, but people do. I'm not saying I wouldn't. You have to be in the right circumstance to do that. So which one
really
are you thinking
tempted.
of? The gold one?
Yes.
And adding...
Because it's just too big.
You want to add...
I have to wear it next time.
But that's not white.
No. Well, actually, I wouldn't be able to knit. I would have to add mohair to it to get the right gauge.
Yes, right.
If I were to do a new one, that fly... If I were to do you hear it buzzing around? If I were to do a new one in Lina, I think I would do a larger size, but knit it to the gauge of like what I'm wearing.
With just Lina?
Yes.
Right.
A larger size, but have the gauge tighter, which means I would need, right, it would
So
compensate.
you'd go down on your gauge, make a tighter gauge.
Right, not what the pattern calls for. I would knit the gauge that I like and figure out which size would
you
be
should be
appropriate
making.
for my size.
That would be a great white tee.
Fabulous
That
white
would
tee.
be a great white tee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you still have that in mind because I know you really like
I've
that
been
pattern.
obsessing.
And you didn't
I've
like
never
the way
liked
that
that.
other one came.
I still
You
wear it.
You
I wear it a
little
lot.
bit. Yeah.
But yeah. I am wearing the Thea top. It's designed by Suzanne Mueller. It is sleeveless,
Is
as
it
you
also
could say.
Lina?
Yeah. Isn't that funny? We're both wearing Lina today. It's Lina. I did a little French tuck.
There you go. Nice.
Did a size large. Believe it or not, it took 6 skeins. I think this top is longer than my Anchor summer shirt. I waited. It wasn't much into my 6th skein, but you definitely do need 6 skeins. Yeah. And the pattern does suggest 6 for the large.
Right.
So if you wanted to skimp and maybe make it a little shorter, maybe you can get away with 5.
That's playing it a little close to the vest, though.
Right. I mean, we always say that it's very reasonably priced. that for that extra skein, it's not worth
Yeah.
playing the yarn chicken.
I agree with that. You could always use it for something else.
I could have sworn I used 5 because on my anchor summer shirt,
Right.
I used 6.
Right.
And it just feels like with sleeves, you would, but I probably was closer to using the 6 as opposed to just dipping into the 6.
Exactly.
So there's the difference. Again, it's one of those garments that I knit in Lena and absolutely love.
They're so well.
Right.
Well, I should say the Stella Alpina, which I should have said, is a fingering weight. She uses a fingering weight yarn, but she doubles it, which is why I just used Lena by itself, and I was able to do that. So if you look at the pattern, don't look at the yardage and say, wait a second,
so,
did she use 1,500 yards to make that? No.
Right. So if you're ever looking at a pattern on Ravelry, if a yarn is doubled and you're thinking about using, let's say you find a gauge in its worsted weight, and they're taking 2 sport weights to get, or 2 fingering weights to get worsted weight. If you have a worsted weight yarn, which is what Pam basically had, you half the yardage. Right. And that's how you figure out how much yardage you need to knit the garment.
And mine was I did the 3rd size, which was 41 and some odd inches. And I used 6 skeins of Lena. Again, remembering I didn't double the yarn. I just used it singled, so it would be half of the yardage she's talking about on the pattern.
My top was
beautiful.
My top is a large, and it's 43. So I have quite a bit of room, but it's 43 and a half or a quarter inches.
It's nice. It's nice. And this pattern, I should say, does have some short rise on the bottom back. So the back is a little bit longer than the front. Ever slightly, not a big scoop or anything, but there's a little length in the back, which makes it nice.
I won't speak to the Thea top because I don't recall, and I didn't refresh, like whether it had short rows or not.
Right. Well, they could look on the
attributes on
the pattern, and that's fine. So that's what we're wearing. So the thing that we wanted to say about what we're wearing is we didn't make up kits for it because it's just skeins of Lena. Right?
We could have made kits, but I feel like 6 skeins could do the Thea top.
Yeah.
6 skeins can do Stella Alpina. 6 skeins can do your anchor summer shirt.
Correct.
Now we're talking about in the realm of the 40 to 44 inch, like our size. Right. So you can certainly purchase it a la carte. If you're looking for a specific kit and you're having trouble, we do have. So this is where our inventory gets a little tricky. We have kits made up, for example, the Lacy Loop Tee. Lacy Loop Tee takes 11 skeins. So if it's allocated in that kit, if there's a color that you see that you like and it's available in the Lacy Loop Tee, but you don't see it on my website, I could break up that kit and accommodate your request.
Exactly. And there are other tops as well. What was that one that had the 2 colors in it? What was it called?
Moon something?
Yeah.
Movement Tee.
Movement Tee, that's correct. And that's another one that's on the website that uses Lena, and it's got that's another great pattern.
It's a great tee.
That wouldn't be good for your solid white, but it'd be a great tee.
It's good, if you're looking for stripes.
So there are many patterns you could do with.
Right. Actually, in our Ranunculus knit along, Amy is
knitting
I mean, I don't want to say I'm shocked, but it's
pleasantly
so beautiful.
Surprised.
Very surprised.
Right.
And it's beautiful. Amy used Lena to knit the Ranunculus.
Right.
And it just goes to show that the yarn can be knit at a range for gauge. And it was beautiful.
What is her Instagram?
I think she...
Who is she on Instagram? I should know it.
Amy RN. Or maybe just go to Facebook.
I did, but it wasn't the
Facebook
one. The picture she showed was not.
It was on Facebook. I think.
Was, yeah, but it wasn't that much though that she.
Hold on.
She had done
more. So it was really beautiful.
This is hers right here.
Yep.
I thought it was more than that she had knit. Look how pretty that is.
The stitch definition is beautiful.
You can't, yeah. And Lena is such a great yarn. It has a great
memory.
Yeah, and like washing it and the way it just is great. So anyway, so that was a nice one too, right?
Definitely. Should we talk about what we're knitting?
Yeah, why not? Why don't you
Whips.
start?
Works in progress. I have my wave tee. I'll show you that first. It's a sweater that we promoted in 2 yarns, Ticklina. The wave tee is knit by Petite Knit.
Ticklina is the big sister to Lena.
Oh, yeah.
Same blend.
That's right.
Only a thicker gauge.
Right.
And that was one kit we did.
Yes. Now, in the past, I've knit several tops. It was the chevron vest from Beth McDonald Stone. Right. I had done Montpellier, which I love, using the Ticklina. So we have a new yarn in stock. And, you know, Pam and I were canvassing the store, and my eyes fell on Pop.
Her eyes popped out when she saw Pop.
So I knit it in the beautiful yarn Pop.
I love that colorway.
It is beautiful. It's fun. I'm super excited. I've been using my little progress keeper. It's here
Pop
somewhere.
Is the same gauge as Tick.
Yes.
Ticklina, which is why it works.
It's I'm trying to knit an inch a day, so I'm hoping that by next week, I mean, I've knit quite a bit. I think I'm at 7 or 8 inches from the cast on at the armhole. I don't know. I think I could maybe be done by next week.
Your hair clip.
What was that? My hair clip?
Yeah, your hair clip.
So that's it.
There you go.
Super excited.
It's an easy top to knit.
Very easy. Fast. Right. I mean, an inch is 4 rounds. I'm barely knitting on it. So it's really fun.
Right.
You know, but you get progress, and it's nice to be able to
satisfying.
Yes.
And nice. you know, I don't know if they're seeing, like when you look at it in person, there's like the cotton cord that's wrapped with the orange or coral yarn, but then the boucle
is a different color.
That golden boucle, but it pops out a little bit. You know, it's dimensional.
There's a little texture.
Yeah. Very pretty.
Love it.
And you could do that in Ticklina, or you could do it in, as Diana's saying, in the Pop.
Right. So this is on the website. The wave tee is designed by Petite Knit, and kits are available.
Well, since you took out yours and mine is on top, I'm showing that next.
There you go.
I have my Busan in here, but I'm not going to show that because I haven't knit on it. Dinah will show you hers. It's a sleeve. That's a sleeve. That's the back. And here you go. And that's,
the
again...
sleeves are not that long.
No, they're just... I think the pattern calls for a little less than an inch. And then binding off. And this is mine. I am on the... Diana and I discussed the edging because it was knit to so many inches and bind off.
Right. So let me just show you the neckline. You want to show them the bottom? This neckline, as you can see, it's just a raw edge. Petite Knit has you cast on and you begin knitting, and that's your raw edge. There's a slight little curl, and that's the finish. It's the same finish for the sleeve, and it's the same finish for the bottom.
Correct.
So when Pam and I met yesterday, we were discussing what kind of a finish we wanted at the bottom of the sweater. And clearly, by the virtue of the rib, you can see that Pam and I both felt that the sweater would look really nice with a finished, with a finished edge.
You don't need it rolling up, especially since the yarn is a heavier yarn, a little bit heavier. So we're opting to put a little bit of a rib on the bottom. We're not changing a needle size. We're not making it a tight rib because who needs to be sucked in at their hips?
Right. And we're not doing 2 inches of rib.
No.
It's just an accent just so that the piece doesn't roll up.
Right.
At least on my tire.
Exactly. And we will do the same with the sleeves as well. Just put a little bit of ribbing there so that
it stabilizes it.
Right. And it also looks nice that what you do to the bottom, you do to the sleeve. So mine is almost done, but maybe we'll both be wearing pops next week. Maybe we'll both wear pop. Who knows?
That's a good idea.
Anyway, and Dinah will, she'll show it when she's ready to show. I don't know what you're showing next.
I could show the Busan. Tomorrow, I think we have our third Zoom for the Busan.
Third and final, yeah.
Third and final. We're wrapping up our knit along.
Yeah.
And I just finished the short rows. I have the ribbing left to do, and then I'll be ready to show or demonstrate for class.
The color is absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you, Pam.
It's lovely.
We have the tubular bind off to show, and we're going to show about the sleeve pickup. So here it is. I'm using Modern Linen by Barocco. Thanks, Pam.
There you go.
Now, I gave this a little steam, and it's looking a lot better.
Love it. It looks great, Dinah.
Yeah, it's a little wrinkled because I just threw it in my bag.
Oh,
but I
that's
think
great.
washing it is going to make all the difference.
Do you know how many times you turned the cable? Not that you're going to tell me now.
Well, it's 2 sides. So you mean 1,
Right.
1, 2?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4,
5,
5,
6.
6.
6. Okay. Wonder how many I've done. I think I'm on 4. I don't know.
So there it is. Super excited. I feel like this is also going to be one of those garments.
That wears well? You know,
I think I'm going to really enjoy wearing this.
Yeah,
It's linen. It's cool.
Natural fiber.
It's fabulous.
That's great.
And I love the color.
I love that color. That's fabulous.
It makes me
It's like
very
an
happy.
orangey red rather
makes
than a
me
blue
happy.
red. Yeah. Be happy, as they say. My next whip is my ranunculus. Good old ranunculus, right? And here you go.
I didn't bring mine.
You didn't bring yours?
I'm not showing it. I don't have much to show.
Oh.
Look at
done,
you.
I've done some on the body.
How fabulous.
You know, Dinah and I are making ours longer than I think she. I mean, if I listened to her, I'd almost be ready to do my ribbing.
It's crazy.
I don't think so.
Crop top.
Exactly. So, anyway, look how lovely that looks. Isn't that
That's
great?
stunning. Again, another fabulous yarn that really shows really nice stitch definition. This is the Merino Cloud by Art Yarns. Right. Surprising that it's a light sport DK weight.
Beautiful.
And it's just knitting up as if it were
I love the shading.
a chunky. It's crazy.
Yeah. And I'm on a 10 needle, correct? Isn't that what I am
fabulous.
on? So this has been fun. I've been picking this up, although I will say I dedicated more time on the pop because I just wanted to get that done. So there's not that much more to do on this. Anyway.
It's beautiful.
So there you go.
I think next week is our final Zoom. Oh, you know, I wanted to
Is
say...
it? For this you're talking about?
Yeah.
Is it next week? Yeah, it might be. The 20th,
Yes.
I think.
Yeah. I do want to say that when and if you are signing up for our knit-alongs, sorry, my makeup is running. After a class has been recorded or the Zooms have been taped, for me to put a class, to reopen a class when somebody reaches out, and all those classes are available. So if there's an old podcast and you're new to the channel and you're going back and you see a class for
Letho.
if you email me, I will be happy to open the class. And it seems as though when I open it, you're signing up for 3 live Zooms. You're not. You're actually signing up for the class that's been pre-recorded. There's something... I need to try to address it with the web host. You know, this is a web store. It's not a class. I don't know if they can update their programming to make it so that I could just feature the dates that were actually, not even just feature the dates, just to open the class for re-sign up.
It would be nice if you could feature the dates when you begin a knit along, and then once a class has been recorded, just keep it up there for like
Not have to reopen it would be ideal. But
maybe you could, and again, I don't know, maybe you could take the class, I know it's a class, but put it on the other end where a kit would be, like it's a kit. They're buying the kit, but they're really buying the class. That's
then
not possible. You wouldn't have their information then, right? They couldn't put their information in.
Right.
That's the problem. Yeah, because then we need to get
we
information.
need a programmer on this.
There you go.
I call my kids.
You can't be good at everything, right?
No. But what I am trying to say is that the classes are not expired. You can always sign up. The only difference is that you wouldn't have Pam and I teaching live. And every time we present something new and we say we have a new knit along coming, that's when you can hop on and get in on the live Zoom.
But you still can go into the Facebook group and comment, you know, because we will see if there's a comment.
Not only can you can comment,
Yeah,
you can ask for help.
That's in live time. That's in live time. There's the Zoom. I mean, there are people that sign up for the class and they're never on the live Zoom. They watch the recording.
Most of them are not, right.
Right. They watch the recording.
Right. It's just a handful.
Right.
Next up, I did a fun little post. I was doing a
that's right,
Kitchener stitch in the car, believe it or not.
No, but it was about before. Remember, you had asked what you should do.
Oh, I did ask in the last
Lace.
episode.
You asked lace or ribbing,
I should
right?
say, right.
Yeah.
While a lot of you answered.
Yes.
I actually knew the answer before even reading all of the votes per se, because Ellen, who is a local customer, she came in wearing her Alpine Bloom.
She was a member of the Zoom.
Yes, she was. And I saw her sweater, and that's what did it. So, without further ado, here it is. I went for the lace.
But she did make a change to it.
I did. So the pattern calls for...
Hold it up. There you go.
Yeah, here. The pattern calls for... So 2 options. You can do a ribbed border, which would have been beautiful, and I almost did the red. I knew that I didn't want the lace border to be twice the width, which is what was called for, so I actually only did it for half. And that is
When you say, you mean...
She called for more repeats.
For so many repeats of the lace to make it like it might have been down to here.
I matched the neckline,
yeah,
which makes me happy.
And that, I like that.
There's nothing wrong with having a longer sleeve and having twice the length of lace.
Not at all.
For me, I didn't want it. And that was my little variation there. And then as another variation, she calls for a 1/2 inch on the ribbing, which I've done, but I decided to do a tubular bind off, which is what I'm in the middle of doing right now.
Otherwise you should be wearing it.
Otherwise, it needs a good blocking.
Tell them what you use, Dina. What yarn?
This is Alpine Bloom. It's designed by Caitlin Hunter. I use the yarn that Caitlin originally designed her sweater with, which is Pika Pika, hand-dyed from Moondrake. And I used Spin Cycle, which was also in the original composition. The only difference that I did is I integrated 2 colors that were similar, but not the same. I also manipulated the yarn, which I wouldn't recommend. I would not recommend manipulating and working 3 colors on a row. I follow someone on Instagram. I forgot her handle. She does the most beautiful work. She's basically painting with yarn. And in hindsight, what I should have done, if I ever want to do that kind of look again, I won't be restricted by a self-striping yarn trying to manipulate it. I will just use different colors.
3 colors and make what you want
exactly.
it to be. Right.
Exactly. Much easier.
I think it made it harder.
Much harder because I didn't know what the future would bring. So if a color came up in my skein that I didn't like, I ended up, ripping it out, and it was just driving. I mean, this went in timeout for how long?
Right.
Our last Zoom on this class.
I think the longest part was from here to here.
That took me forever.
Once you got there, you zipped through it.
Yeah, because I also let go a little bit.
Yeah, but it looks lovely, though.
I'm very pleased. I told Pam, I'm so happy. Like, I look at this, and I'm just in heaven.
And describe what color that is to them, because it's the kind of the main color I'm talking about.
Oh, the main color, it's funny, because it's almost like an ice blue.
Yeah, it looks like an ice blue.
An ice blue. It's called Softness. That's the colorway.
Which really doesn't tell us much.
No, it doesn't.
I think softness can be whatever you want it to be. It could be any
color, right. It's a very soft, light
It could
blue.
be a light lavendery blue. It could be, that was one of your colors, right?
Yes, one of the colors that I paired with it was this color called Overboard, and you can see a lot of the lavender and the blue.
Which goes perfectly with that. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm out of Pick Your Poison right now.
I have a skein.
Maybe Pam will bring it in.
I have a skein I don't need.
We might be able to recreate.
So on my top.
So on that note, I do want to say that I only used 2 skeins.
Of the softness?
Of the softness.
That's crazy.
And truth be told,
yeah,
I can't read.
Oh, that's right.
I'm making a declaration here. I don't know if you've watched the last few episodes, but every time Pam and I usually will pull out our Alpine Blooms at around the same time. And Pam says to me, Dina, your Pika Pika is so much thicker. And I'm saying, no, it isn't. It's a fingering weight.
I said that to you twice, I think, on the podcast. And you were telling me, no.
The last 3 podcasts, you've been convincing yourself. Well, the truth is, I never switched my needle from the color work for the body. So Caitlin suggests that if you're doing color work, maybe up your needle size. And that's actually a good tip for anybody who's doing color work.
Sure.
Sometimes it's hard to gauge your tension. So patterns may or may not. And if they don't, a good hack is to just go up a size on the
Absolutely.
on the color work.
Yep.
But what I unfortunately didn't do is once I was done with this, I stayed on my 5, which makes it look a little
Well, and she's using Pika Pika, which, what is the blend? What is the blend on Pika Pika? It's a silk, Rami.
and there's
Is it
another
silk?
fiber.
I think there is another fiber in it, but I don't remember what it is.
I don't know it by heart.
But I mean, I think it's also a fiber that blooms a little bit. Seems to have a little bit of a bloom to me.
I mean, your soft rose,
But my
plumps.
soft rose plumps, but it still looks smaller than yours.
because you're on the 4. I
Right.
think if you were on a 5 or a 6, forget about it.
Right.
I used the soft rose for my Vertices Unite on a 6,
That's
and it
right.
was super plump.
Right.
Beautiful.
Right.
Beautiful. So, I can't read, but I'm totally happy.
Yeah, exactly.
2 skeins and Pika Pika.
Listen, if it looked that bad, you would have stopped knitting when you were knitting it. You know enough to say there's something wrong here.
Right.
It doesn't. I think it.
It's
I think
fine.
it looks fine. It looks great. In my opinion.
I'm super excited because I feel like this will definitely be done by next week.
So while we're in the Alpine Bloom mode, this is my Alpine Bloom. I have done knitting on it, but of course I'm not done yet. But here you go. And this is the soft rose from Ruby and Roses. It's called, what was it called? Lonely Day? Lonely something?
What?
The color.
Love note.
Love Note. There you go. And the color of the color of the spin cycle is Inkling. And mine is a more muted colorway than Dinah's. Wouldn't you say, Dinah?
Yeah, but it's still gorgeous.
Right. It's a different...
It's a different look.
A different look.
Pam's looks more like a tapestry. Mine looks more like I was
Right.
coloring in a coloring book.
There you go. So I was telling Dinah in the way I usually calculate things, I'm saying I have at least 40 more rows of the body to knit. And Dinah was laughing because, that's something I love to do is calculate and move now I need to move my little inch counter down and start a fresh count from here. So we'll see. We'll see how long this takes me to get done, because don't forget, I still have to do my sleeves and all that stuff. So what do you have, Dinah?
I think that's it. We're
Okay.
done with our whips.
There you go.
Husband's ordering dinner. I need to put in my order.
It's the important stuff, right?
Yes.
So, which kit are we going to talk about first, this or that? And I'll start
Let's
talking.
talk about, the Harlow Flip.
Right. We're going to talk about the Harlow Flip. As you know, it may or may not know. I don't know. It's down here. Andrea Mowry, twice a year, does a mystery. It's not a mystery knit along. It's just a knit along. One is at Memorial Day, and I'm not sure when the other one is. I think it's in the fall.
Is this one lighter? This one looks brighter.
Yeah, the pictures are very dark. Anyway, this is her knit along for Memorial Day. I believe it begins on the 22nd and ends on the 26th.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
Just
that's
get
right.
my calendar
I
out.
think Memorial Day's earlier.
It's Monday. Monday is Memorial Day, the 26th. She's beginning it on the 22nd of May, and it ends at noon on the 26th. Now, of course, you don't have to. I mean, you could just knit the hat as a knit along. You don't have to follow the parameters she sets out. I mean, she does have a group in her Ravelry group dedicated to this, as well as her Instagram page, and you can sign up on that. If you get her newsletter, she has a discount code for the pattern, I believe. I'm not sure what it is, but you could get that.
My eyeglasses are fogging.
Oh my goodness, look at you. Did you put the air on just now?
I did.
You did, I was going to say.
Sorry. I feel like I just
that's
turned
fine.
10 shades of red.
No. Well, you don't look it. You may feel hot, but you don't look hot. Well, I don't mean hot in that way. Temperature hot. Anyway, so it begins this Thursday. But again, you do what you want to
Is
do.
Memorial Day weekend this weekend?
Yes, it
Oh, my
is.
goodness
Yes, it
gracious.
is.
It just crept up.
get the pattern through her newsletter and get a discount. You can go on to her Ravelry group that she has dedicated for this and participate that way. Or I believe she even said on Instagram. So the choice is yours. Or you can just knit it for the fun of knitting it, which we've done many times on her knit-alongs. I think she said this is her 8th.
Yes, it is her 8th knit-along.
Which is quite amazing. So what we did, of course, we had to make kits for it. So that's what we've done. And it uses Dream State. Well, one of the yarns she uses is Dream State from Spin Cycle.
I want to say she's rather clever because in this particular hat, I think you can see it better here, there's a flipped up border. And for those of you who know anything about brioche, when you knit brioche, you have a dominant color, that's your knit stitch, and then a recessed color, which is your purl stitch. When you flip the hat to get a border, you get the opposite. Right. So what she's done here is she's kept it, right. She's actually kept it in sync, which is really very clever. Hence the flip.
There you go.
Harlow Flip.
So it is brioche, as Dinah said.
Yes, it is.
It seems like a simple brioche, though. So it might be a good learning thing. She did it with, in 2 ways. She did it with 2 skeins of Dream State, and she did it with a skein of Dream State and a skein of regular solid yarn. So we've done both. We've done both. I think we may have done a few more with the Dream State, the 2 Dream States, but we do have a nice amount of the other as well.
I will say that we made kits to go up through size 4, and let's just talk about that for a moment, because size 4 actually has a circumference, finished circumference of 17.5 inches. And when you're knitting with brioche, you basically want to knit up negative ease because the hat blooms, it becomes big.
But even more negative ease than you normally would in a hat.
Do you want to put that on? I mean, I would, but just 2.
No. There you go.
Now that's loose on me.
This,
but that's perfect on you, actually. That's
right.
really cute.
It is cute, right?
Yeah.
She says that the negative ease should be anywhere from 2 to 6 inches.
Right.
So, if my head is about 21.5 or 21.75 in circumference. So if I were to make this, I would do the...
you wouldn't do the 16. You do the 17
I would
and a
do
half.
the 17.5, which is the 4th size.
Which is what the kit goes up to. Anything
Right.
larger, so the largest size is 19.25, which would mean that you need 2 skeins of Dream State and in both colors. So that would be 4 skeins.
Dinah and I measured this the other day, the circumference, I think it was 18 inches. I think is what, if you put a tape measure around it right now, it would be. But the point is, my head is 21.75. So you see how it fits, and it's not tight. So my head could even be bigger than that, too, I think.
And it's going to be looser.
Yeah. So
But
keep
it's
that,
cute.
keep that in mind when you're looking at the sizing of the hat. If your head is,
It's much bigger on me.
yeah, you can see it,
Yeah.
but it looks fine on you.
Yeah. And, with brioche, I don't mind it because we were talking about the way hats fit. When a hat is loose on you, even though it covers, you don't get that hat head where it flattens your hair.
Right.
So that's kind of nice.
Right. So, again, you do the size you think is right, but please be aware that there's a lot of stretch in this, and that's why usually in a hat, you might have 1 inch or 2 of negative ease, but for this one, it's 2 to 6 inches of negative ease as per her direction, so just keep that in mind.
And one other attribute, you're getting 2 hats. So when you are knitting her hat, you have one color is your dominant color, and it's fully reversible, so when you flip it, you'll actually see a different color, the mate, that will make the main color.
Just like 2 hats in one.
Right, which is really fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is that. So we've made a bunch of kits, and we'll start showing them to you now, okay? I don't see her colorway. It's back over there. We'll show that to you afterwards. This is one... Yeah, that's correct. That's right. This is one colorway. I'm going to hand that to you, Dinah.
Salty Dog and Rusted Rainbow. Whoops. Love that.
This one is Overpasses and Castaway.
Blue
Beautiful.
Lovers.
Yeah.
Right, this is autumnal.
Yeah. Go ahead.
This one here is, do you want to save these for later?
Why don't we do that? We'll put
With the solids?
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll do the solids. That,
Okay.
we got to show that one. That's gorgeous.
This is a fun one.
Ugh.
So this is Bad Egg and Dark Side. So you can have one where the dominant color is this crazy, beautiful neon yellow. And then the other side would be this beautiful dark shade with the neons running through it.
This one, we did a live, Diner and I, the other day on this, and one of the customers had asked about red, which we had planned on doing, but there were just so many colors. So we ended up putting this together for her. It's Devilish Grin with Stay Ready, and I just think that is a great combo. And I think this is the last one that we can do.
It is. It's
So-
the one and only.
Exactly. Here's another one, Dinah. There's that one.
This one is Melancholia and Water Witch. So these two shades definitely coordinate lovely. They're a little bit of a higher contrast, but they totally work together.
And this one is is that Melancholia?
Yes.
Melancholia and Castaway. Very pretty.
And if you could see, the Castaway has a little bit of teal in there, like
Yeah.
a light teal, so it complements the Melancholia quite nicely.
Very nice.
This colorway here is Midsummer. Beautiful dream state color, and you'll see some of the pops in there that come through on the dark side. So that'll be a great reversible combo.
This one here is Hidden Place and On the Low. This is On the Low and Hidden Place. Very nice, contrasting colors, yet colors that work together, which is nice.
This combination here is Ghost Ranch and Light Years, and if I'm not mistaken, this is the combination that Andrea used for one of her samples. So super nice if
That
you're looking
is-
for the
that
designer's
is.
choice.
This here is, I think it's Overpasses again with Wololo this time. And you see
Love that.
how the Overpasses has that like brownie kind of color in there that goes lovely with
It's
the
just very
Wololo.
rustic,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Lovely.
Really nice. This one here is for the purple lovers, Absolute Zero, and On the Low. This one here.
And this one is one of my favorite colors, which is Afternoon Delight. With, look at this. This is a newer color, Straw Baby. But look
Love
at
that.
Oh, I love that one. That's
That's
great.
pretty. They
Yeah.
complement each other.
Great.
This one's more My Speed, Miss Me, and Mississippi Marsala. Don't miss out.
There you go. This one is Absolute Zero, with Valley Girl. Look at that. Your pinks
Another.
and your
Yep.
plums, right? Very,
Very
pretty.
pretty. This one here is Hidden Place and Fluorite. So this is kind of, one side will be brighter than the other, but not very, not high contrast. So that's pretty.
So now we're going to start showing you the ones that he'll take that. The ones we did with the solid with the Dream State. Go ahead, Dinah.
Another one. She's giving me one that I love. This is one that I would probably knit. This one, no, I think the Miss Me, yeah.
This one is this the one you would do?
No, I think I would do that one.
Okay.
The Miss Me and Mississippi Marsala, but this is second. Wololo and Earl Grey.
That just goes so beautifully
Oh,
together.
So gorgeous.
Love it.
But look, see, like, same
Same
vibe.
vibe. Yeah, I was just going to say that. Now, this is, again, a little more of
Fun
a
one.
pop. This is Acid with Truth Bomb.
Love.
Another color I love is Truth Bomb. It's a
Fun.
great shade, right?
You like your greens.
You know I like that. Here, Dinah. Have
This
it.
one
You
here
have
is
that.
IPA and House Blend. It's funny. It's like coffee and beer.
Nothing wrong with that. This is Afternoon Delight, again, with a really soft shade of green from
That's gorgeous.
Sandiscorn. This
That's
is Double
beautiful.
Sunday, so you would need 2 skeins of that. Here, Dinah, how about this one? This is another favorite.
This is another one that I love.
Mm-hmm.
She's giving me all my faves. I think she's trying to entice me to knit this.
Oh, no.
This one here is called Water Witch, and we have that paired with House Coat. I have to say, Pam and I do take pride in the kits that we make.
We make what we like is really... No,
Right.
that's not only true. Like we always
No,
say...
but we take
Yeah.
great care in
Right.
picking our kits.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that. And this is, I see what we did. We forgot a kit. This is Close Call, and this is another color from Sandiscorn. It's like a dark, really dark gray. It almost goes a little
I think it's
brown. You can't. Is it gray or is it brown? There you go.
Let us know. It's like the blue dress or the yellow dress. Do you remember that?
I remember that. I remember that. That was so funny.
That was funny.
Anyway, this is a great kit as well. Here, Dinah, show them this one. This is the one.
This kit was the first kit to sell, and we were
Yes.
able to replicate it.
Yeah.
This one is a house blend and close call.
Ah, that's a gorgeous
That
one.
is a gorgeous combo.
House Blend is a new to us colorway. We
Yes.
received a little while ago, but it's a great shade.
Yeah.
I don't think the screen is doing it justice.
Well,
It's just such a great color.
it's a bunch of, it's definitely
You
shades
see,
of brown.
look at those, even those goldy, like toffee-ish
yeah,
colors are in
it's
there,
gorgeous.
which I think is great. So that's our
Harlow Flip.
that's our offering for the Harlow Flip for this Andrea Mowry knit along. So if
And
you
of
want,
course, if you have a skein at home that you want to relinquish to use to knit along with the Harlow Flip KAL that Andrea is throwing, you can always call or email me a picture, and I'll be happy to try to send you some recommendations.
exactly.
Don't forget, she's hosted. Did you tell them about the Ravelry page?
Yes,
with
I
the group
did.
and the prizes.
I did.
Okay.
I did.
And you know everything.
There you go. All you need to know.
All you need to know.
Okay, so the next thing that we want to show you is that.
New in shop. We've received our beautiful, beautiful delivery of kits from Moondrake for the Slub City Cowcho. Slub City Cowcho is a pattern that I designed a couple of years ago, several years ago. It's a fabulous piece.
It's back when Slub was very popular. Remember
Yes,
that?
yes. It's a poncho, hence Cowcho. And it's also a cowl.
That's how it got its marvelous name.
Yes, and I can thank Pam for that. It's a fabulous piece. It's versatile. You can take it off and wear it around your neck.
Just what you want to do today, Dinah, right? You're
I
so
know.
hot.
Well, right now the AC is on. Look
There
at
you-
that. Is that fabulous?
It's a great, and because it's
I
such
just-
a,
light, airy piece.
you can do that.
It just collapses. And
And it's
just,
great because if you wear it as a cowl and then you go somewhere and you want to take it off and drape it over your shoulders,
You totally can.
you can do that.
And if you're wearing it and you want to put an overcoat on, you could take it off and just wrap it up like a scarf. So it's super fun, super easy to knit. It packs divinely. It
Yep.
basically folds into nothing. So if you're traveling, it's a great, companion. I was telling Pam, this is also a fabulous thing if you're like traveling on the plane.
Yeah, keep you warm.
It keeps you nice and warm.
Yeah.
So that is the Slub City Cowcho. The pattern is free with purchase, and we're going to just show you some of the colors that came in. All these colors have labels and they're packaged to go. They all sold out except for one kit, which I will tell you. This is the colorway Euphoria.
That's so pretty.
This is gorgeous.
And so the kit contains 2 slubs and 1 mohair.
Right.
How great is that, guys?
That's gorgeous. Next up is Beyond Ordinary.
It's pretty too.
This is stunning also. It's so interesting how, the colors are dyed the same, yet on the different bases, the saturation is slightly different.
And that's when this is like a benefit to this kind of a piece, because
Totally.
it just works up beautifully.
This
I
is
like
Winter
one, too.
Birch.
This was a nice neutral.
So what I wanted to add is we're showing you the colorways. There's only one color that I mistakenly packed up, and I forgot to hold on to it. They are on reorder, and if you don't mind waiting for it, this is a pre-order kit.
Because, of course, the yarn has to be dyed.
Yes.
It is a hand-dyed yarn.
Right. This here is called Entrancing.
It's pretty,
A
too.
gorgeous colorway. Another one. There's a colorway called Drifting, which was more of like a blue-gray. This has more of like an aqua and a sand. Another pretty combination, if you can imagine it. This one here is called Divinely Inspired.
This almost looks like, to me, like vintagey a little bit. I don't know. The pink,
Really? With the
or
pop neons?
floral. I don't know. With the pink and the greens. I don't know.
Pretty. Definitely on an ivory, more of like a white base. This one here is called Mono. And this also has, it's lightly speckled. It's got, it looks like it's black, but it's actually like a very dark navy.
Is it really?
Yeah, look at it.
Yeah, yep. Very pretty.
So, very pretty. Michelle did a lovely job.
Yep.
And then the last kit, and this is one that is one kit ready and available to ship. This colorway is called Fairy Godmother. It's a beautiful shade of purple. Almost looks like wisteria.
It's great.
Right?
Beautiful.
So that's that.
There you go. So again, as Dina said, these are kits, except for that one kit, that are a pre-order. And, they will be dyed and sent out. You might be looking at a month or so, right? Would you say? From ordering to getting it? I mean, again,
delivery to your house.
Yeah, I guess that's what I meant. Yeah, I even hate to say that because you hate to put a time frame on something. But, because, of course, the dyeing is something Dina doesn't control, but...
Right, but the box has to come to me, and then I ship it to you.
Correct. It's a great
but
piece.
Maybe door to door, I would say. Just
it's also
give it
a fun piece to knit because it's like mindless knitting.
It's mindless knitting.
And it's knit if you need to know. I don't know if you want to say, but, it's knit. It's an easy knit, and it's knit so that you can mindlessly watch a podcast while you're knitting it.
There you go. You could watch TV. You could watch your favorite podcasters.
You could have a conversation with someone.
You totally can.
You could go to the coffee shop and have a cup of coffee.
There you go.
And knit and talk. But anyway, so there you go. That is the Slub City Cowcho. Designed by Dina and included with the purchase.
Yeah, the pattern is free.
There you go.
People have reached out and asked me if I will publish the pattern. I'm thinking I might.
She might.
So now that most of you already have it, let me know if you would like me to publish it.
Maybe, it could also be that they want it, but this isn't the time that they want to knit it. So that people do get patterns and keep it in their library on Ravelry too, until they're ready to do it.
That's true.
You never know.
Okay, we have one more kit.
Oh yeah. I have to get it. I had done this hat about, what did we say, 2 years ago, Dina? It was the Marled summer bucket hat. And it was a bit wrinkled. It needed a little bit of a steam. But there you go. You can turn it up. You could do it in the back. You could do whatever. It's made out of cotton.
I love it.
We have done some kits for it. So
what is it made in?
Oh, Rowan, what's that called?
Cotton glacé.
Cotton glacé. The yarn that Dina used for the Sylvan.
Yes.
Right? Was there? And
actually, it's right there. That's right.
There you go. Right behind us. And the yarn is held double in this pattern. It's a pattern that's available on Ravelry. And we did some kits for it because it is summertime. It's that time of year. And
it's also just even spring. You just want to cover your face, protect it against the rays.
If you're going for a walk, if you're going out to the beach. Anyway, so let me bring over the colors.
I didn't knit this one. I think I only crocheted your other hat.
You crocheted the other one.
Right.
The, whatever that.
It's very cute.
What was that?
I said it's very cute.
Yeah.
So this is the Marled Summer
Bucket hat.
And it's knit, so you'll find it on Ravelry as a knit.
Correct. And it comes in two sizes. I think 21, 22 is the one circumference, and the second is 23, 24. The kit will make the first size. You may need a second skein of the, if you want to call this the edging, the main color, if you made the larger. But that's 23, 24. So that is a larger hat. But then
wouldn't you only need the other color? Like so the kit actually, believe it or not, only takes 3 skeins.
Right. And it's
so
doubled.
This hat, right. So you're knitting it doubled. If I'm speaking correctly, the border is knit with the main color, what you have 2 skeins of, doubled, and then you drop 1 strand, and then you pick up your contrast color and you knit the hat marled.
Right.
So if you were doing the second size, you would only need 1 of the lighter colors because you're already buying 2.
Correct.
Right. So if you, if depending on the size that you want to make, if you need an additional skein, by all means, just say, may I please have an extra skein of the contrast color.
Right, exactly.
Right.
There you go. And now we'll show you
So this totally fits you. This would definitely fit me.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And again, a bucket hat has a different fit.
I should try it on.
Than a regular hat does. A regular hat.
I like my hats to have.
But I think you have to play with the brim on it. You know, I really think you have to flip it up.
Like this is perfect. I'm walking the dog.
You would like that.
And yeah, just because I feel like I'm getting shade.
Right.
That's what I want.
Exactly. It's lovely.
Yeah. And then, of course, if I wanted to, I could turn it up.
That
Pam
looks
likes
nice
to
too.
do, yeah. Pam likes it on the side. I kind of like it in the front.
There you go.
But it's super cute. It's very
You
comfortable.
You do you.
Right.
Well, it's cotton
which is
too.
nice.
It's
that
cotton,
you get to
which
wear
is
it.
nice, which breathes.
And did you work it brim to the
Yeah.
top?
Yep. Here you go.
So we made some kits for you. If you see two skeins of a color, that's clearly the brim color. This is purple. This colorway is called Heather, but it's like amethyst. Very pretty.
And here's another one.
This main color is this gorgeous green. And then we have it with this pretty like ochre color. Kind of I think we tried to go with blended colors as
Right.
much as we could.
Because remember that what you have to think about when you're looking at these colors, that for instance, these will be held together
Right.
for the body of the hat. And
Right.
at the bottom base, you'll have this, by itself. Doubled,
Correct.
but yet just one color doubled
Right.
together.
So here you'll have this beautiful cobalt blue, and then you'll have, it's kind of like the royal and denim, but this will be your edging. Love this blue one.
I left the pink over there too, Dina.
Pardon?
The pink one that I just had in my hand.
Oh,
that one
sure.
there.
This one here is the raspberry and a pretty light pink. Love that.
Love this one. Oh,
Brick and red.
beautiful.
It's like a poppy. It's so
Beautiful. And who doesn't want black and white?
pretty. Classic.
Classic.
Hello.
Who doesn't have a black bathing suit?
Oh, that would be perfect at the
Wouldn't
pool.
that be great at the pool?
Hey, wouldn't this be great for getting out of the pool tee? Same
Yeah,
gauge.
you could wear. That's right. You could do it getting out of the pool. Exactly.
Can you imagine? We'll have a whole.
We'll have a
We'll
whole
have a
theme
whole-
going on here, right? And these are
Totally.
two different green kits. This one is like a grass green with a
They call it crepe, but it's almost like a light celery.
yes,
Right?
correct. And this one is the grass held with, what do we call this?
Green.
Just you can see the difference.
Yep.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, for green lovers, you got great options.
Yep. And then just a few
We have so much yarn here.
What is that?
I'm saying we have so much yarn here.
I know we do.
We're going to have like an avalanche.
That's lovely.
This one here is brick, and we paired that with a beautiful, it's not ecru, it's almost like a beige. Very
I love
pretty.
that color.
Yes, Pam loves this kit. She almost knit
I
her
almost
marled.
knit it. You remember that,
I
right?
do. I don't know why I store this
How long did it
nonsense
take
of
me to-
information.
I know. That's what we say, right?
I'm
All
serious.
a bunch of useless information, but
Useless.
important to us.
Yeah, clearly I needed to remember. You were
I can't believe
vacillating
you remembered
between
that.
that kit and the one that you made.
I know.
Oh my goodness. Okay, go ahead.
This is again in that basic combo. It's black held with, this is like a soft silver. So these
pretty.
two will be marled in the body, and this will be your edging.
This one here is a pretty navy, and we paired that with this beautiful aqua turquoise kind of colorway.
And
It's so funny, Pam. We crack us up.
information. And again,
I
this
like this
is
one.
held together, the royal and the black, and a black edging at the bottom.
Very pretty.
Very pretty. So again, whichever.
Beautiful hat design, Pam.
Thank you, Dina. And that's it. I think
So that's
all we
this-
have, Dina, right?
Summer Marled's Bucket Hat by Pam Sapienza.
Yeah.
Pam Sapienza Designs.
There you go. And that's it for now, right, Dina?
That is
Is
it.
that all we have?
I think so.
I think that's it.
So what did we ask you today? Would you re-knit a sweater if it was too big?
Or
Would
have
rip
you
it?
ever? You may have already done it.
Oh, yeah. And if you have any tips, let me know. I mean,
Oh,
I'm very grateful that the lean... Oh, we have one more
We
announcement.
do. I'm just thinking of it.
Just remember.
My light bulb just went off.
I feel like with the Lena, I don't really have to worry about ripping it because it's not like mohair.
Correct.
Or anything that's going to fuse like
Well,
wool.
that's a consideration. You have to
That's
take
why
that
I
into
am-
account.
That's why I'm thinking I'm okay.
But then again, if you were to rip out that top you made out of Lena, what do you do with letting the yarn relax? How do you handle that? Because one thing Dinah and I always did in the shop, if we ever ripped anything out that had been knit on, we didn't
would
wind it
reverse
tight.
wind it.
Right, and we didn't wind it tightly.
We didn't want to stretch out the yarn or change the tension or the gauge of the yarn that was already used. I mean, I've washed that so many times.
Right.
At this point, I would probably have to re-swatch it to see what gauge I get.
Of course, yeah. But you'd have to let it relax a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I know there are some people that wind it like you
Hanks and
put it
wash the yarn.
on the
People wet
or
it.
steam
I
it.
could
steam
wet it. You know what? I could wash it.
And take it out wet.
Yeah, and just let it dry.
You could do
and
that.
then knit it because
Could
then
also-
it'll take out the
You could
kinks.
also just give it a little bit of steam.
That's true too. I
Give it
mean,
a little bit
it's
of steam.
Lena. It's not going to grow.
So I don't know. I mean, clearly this is nothing. This is something that Dinah and I haven't done.
Never.
So it would be new to us. And
Maybe I'll wear it and get your opinion before I should
That's true.
actually rip it out.
Yeah, you might.
I mean, I
wanna do
have
that.
been wearing it.
You have been. You wore it
I
just
know.
about 2 weeks ago.
I
not
just-
even.
yeah, I did.
You wore it. Anyway, you never know. Everybody has a. And the thing is, not when you're winding it. If you're winding it up, not to pull tightly because you don't want to, as Dinah said, change the. The composition tension of the yarn, right?
Right. But I feel like Lena's not that kind of yarn. It's not like it's a wool. It doesn't really
Right.
stretch.
Right. I was going to say that on the Busan, I had reknit the collar. Remember, I reknit the collar, and then I wound it, and I went from the inside. And so when I got back to that inside, I wound it loosely. It really had unkinked quite a bit.
So you reused it.
I did but I didn't use it right away. It was, it probably was about 10 days or a week before I got there. There you go.
Yeah, it's a good hack.
So what is your announcement, Dinah?
So we decided that we are going to host a new knit along.
Yes.
And the next knit along is called the Deschain.
Correct. We mentioned it last week, and a lot of people were very excited about it. And we decided, why not?
I personally, how many did I knit? 2 or 3?
I think you did too.
2. I've knit 2 Deschains.
That I know of too.
2. I think I contemplated a 3rd, which is
You
just
may-
crazy. It's
they-
one of those tops, like a ranunculus. I mean, I'm knitting my 3rd right now. It's that kind of a piece.
Yeah. Absolutely. I agree with that. It's a great piece. It's a great layering piece.
It's designed by Leila Robbie.
Yes.
Pattern is available for sale on Ravelry. It is not included in the cost of the kit. We have kits available on the website. You could see the different colorways under Deschain, Deschain.
Correct.
The KAL is also there, so you can sign up for the Deschain KAL.
I think, right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's going to be 3 classes. We have them. We decided that we're probably going to run the first class as an hour and a half to discuss the front and the back. We're going to do a check-in class 2 weeks later just to talk about any issues, iron out any kinks. In the 3rd class, we're going to discuss seaming. Yes, you are sewing this together the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk about 2 options for sleeves, picking up and knitting in the round, picking up and, maybe 3 options, knitting flat and sewing a seam, or if you're just in the school of knitting, like knitting your sleeves and sewing them, you could do that too.
There you go.
So that'll be covered in the 3rd Zoom.
Exactly.
Did I cover everything?
Yeah, I think so. Do you want to tell them when the first one is going to start? Or
What was the date that we said?
I think June 10th
June 10th.
Was
So
what we had
Tuesday,
said.
June 10th.
would be the first one.
I think the second one, did we say was June 19th?
Yeah.
June 19th. So the first one, we probably are going to go more than an hour. It's, people always ask what time. It's 4:30 Eastern Standard Time in New York. And the second class will probably be a half hour, depending on what
everything will go. The first class, it will probably go more than an hour.
So at least an hour and a half.
Yeah, just be prepared for that.
Right.
And
again, if you can't make it, you can always watch the replay.
And kits are up on Ravelry.
Kits
correct?
are not on Ravelry.
No,
on the website.
I meant on the website. Sorry.
Right.
And if you go to my project page and scroll down a bit, you'll see my Deschain that I knit, and it will be knit out of the same fiber that ours were knit out of. Mm-hmm. Is yours on your Ravelry page? Do you know?
Probably not.
Oh, okay. But anyway,
I'll bring it in.
We'll have them next week with us, and there you go.
You may
Some
have
people,
stashed.
yeah, I was
some
just
of
going
you
to say that. Some people said they had it.
This is a project that we have promoted in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say every time Pam and I wear it, somebody wants to make it, which is why it's a yarn that we've always brought in again and again and again.
Absolutely.
So some of you may already have your kits, and now's the time to
pull them out
and put them to use.
Start digging around for them
we're stash busting.
In your stash, exactly.
Does
and
my Alpine Bloom count as a languishing whip? Because I've kind of lost.
Well,
no. Guys,
your
help me out
Alpine
here.
Bloom. Well, I don't know. I mean, it hasn't been
1st.
languishing as long as your other ones.
It's still languishing.
It depends.
I feel like that was a big one.
It was a big one.
Small needles, even though I couldn't read and I did it on a 5, it was still small. Anyway, I've kind of lost my mojo with my languishing whips.
Well, that's what happens with, that's because we have a lot of things going on right now, but, that's what happens,
Sorry, I went on a tangent.
Some of our whips just hang around for a while,
Yeah, I was pretty consistent with it.
And the other thing, for the Deschain, going back to the Deschain, what you can do if you want is you can go and look on the Ravelry page. And how many Deschains do you remember how many dish projects there were for Deschain? It's one of the top patterns on Ravelry.
I remember when Lisa was working here.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody would want to finish the Deschain because it was sewn. And we would be finishing in the shop, and it felt like if you finished one,
you had another one.
2 more came in.
Yeah, exactly. And Lisa said, "I'll do anything, just don't give me another Deschain." She was sewing them in her sleep. She was dreaming about.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't we have like a Deschain on every single bust and mannequin in the shop? I think
we did a lot of Deschains.
So funny,
and it is a great top. So
that's it.
Oh, I thought you were looking at
I was going to look it up.
You don't have to do it. Don't worry about
right.
it. No, you don't have to do it.
No? Okay. I'm
Not
tired.
necessary.
I need dinner.
We need to go home. So anyway.
Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching us. Tell your friends.
There you go. And
follow us
knitting.
on Instagram.
Yes. Follow us.
Did we say that?
You did.
We did.
Follow us, subscribe. And
friend us on Facebook.
Yeah. Chit chat.
It's fun.
And also, since we just announced our next knit along, that means we're looking for our next knit along.
So it takes time to develop.
All suggestions.
We need to order yarn.
Right. It does take time. And it would be lovely if Dina and I sat down in January and decided
for the year.
But it's kind of hard to work that way because new things come out. I mean, you may pick 1 or 2 things, but many times there's other stuff that arises or comes to the surface, right?
Yeah, I feel like we're definitely ready for at least 1 or 2 more.
Oh,
because it's summer. Like I feel like
you want to get going. You want to get going,
right? I almost feel like we've been doing T-shirts, right?
I love my T-shirts.
I know, but do we want to do tanks?
Oh, we could do tanks. Yeah,
like is it time to tank?
Well, I hope it's time to tank as it refers to knitting a tank.
Yes.
And that's the only way it refers to tanking.
We're not tanking any other way.
There you go.
All right.
It's time to go home and eat dinner.
Yes, exactly. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.
Have a great week.